November 2025. A class action lawsuit drops, and suddenly thousands of Costco shoppers are questioning everything in their carts. Lab tests allegedly revealed that one of Kirkland's most popular products contains cheaper ingredients than advertised, and the company could be facing millions in damages. But here's what'll really shock you. This isn't even close to the worst thing employees say you're wasting money on. 12 products, insider warnings, and the truth about why that bulk savings mentality might be costing you double. Drop a like if you want to shop smarter, because what comes next will change how you see those warehouse aisles forever. The tequila scandal hit hard. Kirkland's signature tequila, the budget-friendly bottles that Costco shoppers swore tasted just like $80 Casamigos, suddenly became the center of a legal firestorm. Plaintiffs claimed laboratory testing found non-agave alcohols, specifically cheaper cane sugar derivatives, mixed into bottles labeled 100% blue Weber agave. Every variant got named: Blanco, Reposado, Añejo, even the premium extra Añejo. If the allegations hold up in court, this isn't just mislabeling. It's systematic deception affecting an entire product line. The lawsuit names both Costco and Santa Lucia Corporate Distillery in Mexico, alleging both knew about the ingredient swap and profited anyway. Shoppers who bought these bottles, thinking they were getting authentic agave tequila, now realize they might have been drinking something closer to cheap vodka with tequila flavoring. The kicker? Hundreds of one-star reviews flooded Costco's website within days, and the company still hasn't issued a statement. For anyone planning holiday margaritas, this news stings harder than lime juice in a paper cut. But even before the tequila drama exploded, parents across America were already staging their own revolt. Kirkland's signature diapers, once praised as the affordable alternative to Pampers and Huggies, became public enemy number one in 2025 when Costco switched manufacturers. A TikTok video describing the new diapers as paper thin racked up nearly 100,000 likes, and comment sections erupted with horror stories. Moms reported their babies waking up soaked at 3 a.m. because the diapers leaked straight through the front. One mother in Queens said her 11-month-old son started waking early out of pure discomfort, ruining sleep schedules she'd spent months perfecting. It's a "you have one job" situation, she explained, and that job is literally not letting pee escape through the material. Returns spiked so dramatically that even Midwest Costco employees started noticing unusual patterns at their return desks. Historically, diaper returns were about sizing issues. Now, they're about fundamental quality failures. Costco's official response? They reviewed the manufacturing process, found no issues, and have zero plans to switch suppliers again. Translation: parents are stuck choosing between paying more at Target or gambling on whether tonight's diaper will actually hold until morning. Then there's the toilet paper situation, and this one gets personal. For years, Costco loyalists swore Kirkland toilet paper beat Charmin at half the price. But something changed. Reddit threads exploded with complaints calling it thin, scratchy, and in some brutal comparisons, like sandpaper. The quality nosedive became so obvious that even longtime bulk buyers started switching back to name brands despite the cost. Here's where it gets expensive. Plumbers started speaking up. Multiple professionals reported that Kirkland toilet paper doesn't dissolve as quickly as premium brands, making it a leading cause of residential toilet clogs. One plumber stated outright that most blockages he handles trace back to Kirkland paper. Think about that math. You save $5 on a bulk pack, then drop $150, calling someone to snake your pipes at 10 p.m. on a Sunday. Families with young kids face even higher risk because children tend to use excessive amounts per trip. Older plumbing systems and septic tanks magnify the problem. Some Costco employees quietly admit they personally avoid buying it, despite the employee discount, choosing Scott or Charmin specifically because those brands break down faster in water, when the people stocking the shelves won't buy what they're selling. That's your red flag. Yet nothing prepared shoppers for what came out about the rotisserie chicken. That $4.99 bird sitting under heat lamps, the one people claim is worth the membership fee alone, carries a darker backstory than most realize. In 2021, animal rights group Mercy for Animals released undercover footage from a Costco chicken farm in Nebraska. The video showed swollen, injured, and visibly deformed chickens crammed into darkened warehouses, living in conditions that made viewers physically uncomfortable. Consumer Reports picked up the story, and suddenly that unbeatable price tag made sense in the worst way possible. Fast forward to 2025, and new complaints emerged. Customers reporting a distinct chemical taste, as if cleaning agents weren't properly rinsed from processing equipment. One shopper described it as chickens sitting in hot plastic, giving off flavors nothing like the birds they remembered from childhood. Then there's the sodium bomb. Each serving contains 460 milligrams, adding up to nearly a quarter of your recommended daily intake from one portion of chicken. For anyone monitoring blood pressure or heart health, that's a problem disguised as convenience. But what happened next really turned heads. Giant vitamin bottles seemed like the ultimate smart purchase. Kirkland's 400 to 500 tablet containers cost a fraction of what you'd pay for Centrum or one a day. And vitamins don't spoil, right? Wrong. Employees in Costco's supplement section will tell you these bottles are among the most wasted items in the store because most buyers never finish them. Here's the issue. Vitamins have expiration dates, and the active ingredients start losing potency within months after you break that seal. If you're not taking them daily with machine-like consistency, you're essentially buying expensive placebo tablets for the back of your cabinet. It gets worse when you consider the health risks. Taking large quantities of vitamins long-term without medical supervision can lead to dangerous mineral buildup. Iron, zinc, and vitamin A especially tend to accumulate, potentially affecting liver and kidney function if consumed in excess over extended periods. Some people compound the problem by taking multiple vitamin types simultaneously, which can reduce absorption rates or create harmful interactions. The smarter move? Buy smaller bottles, finish them within their effective window, and switch formulations if your body's needs change. Beginners should trial a few weeks with modest quantities to see how their system responds instead of committing to a year's supply up front. That giant bottle isn't savings if 300 pills end up in the trash. Prepackaged salads look like the holy grail of convenience. Pop open a container and boom, instant healthy meal with zero prep work. But ask anyone working Costco's cold storage section, and they'll grimace. These salads rank among the highest cost items relative to actual value because of how quickly they spoil. Most containers arrive at warehouses with just days remaining on their shelf life, meaning you're racing against time from the moment you get home. Open that lid, and you've got maybe 48 hours before the lettuce starts wilting, releasing water that pools at the bottom and turns everything soggy. The texture changes, the flavor dulls. That fresh experience becomes a slimy mess faster than you can meal prep your week. Worse, when you break down the price by weight, prepackaged salads cost significantly more than buying separate fresh greens, nuts, cheese, and dressing. You're paying a premium for packaging and convenience, but that convenience evaporates. The second half, your container ends up in the compost bin because it went bad. Employees suggest buying fresh ingredients separately and mixing just enough for same-day consumption. Use glass containers for storage to avoid plastic leaching and excess moisture buildup. That way, your greens stay crisp, your toppings stay crunchy, and you're not dumping $8 worth of salad down the disposal every week. Kirkland Ultra Clean laundry pods sounded revolutionary. Half the price of Tide or Gain, with packaging that screamed premium quality. Then people started using them, and the returns began flooding in. The core problem? These pods don't fully dissolve in modern high-efficiency washing machines. He models use minimal water by design, and Kirkland's pod casings can't break down fast enough in low-water environments. The result? Slimy, gel-like residue streaking across your freshly cleaned clothes. You pull laundry from the washer expecting that crisp detergent smell, and instead you find sticky patches that force you to run everything through a second cycle. So much for saving time and money. Parents noticed something even more concerning: skin irritation and mild itching in their children after wearing clothes washed with Kirkland pods. The cause traces back to undissolved detergent trapped in fabric fibers, creating prolonged skin contact with harsh chemicals. You might not notice immediately, but over days and weeks, skin becomes dry, red, and uncomfortable. Many Costco employees stock Kirkland's liquid detergent at home specifically because it dissolves completely, cleans effectively, and causes far less irritation. The pods might smell nice and come cheap, but re-washing every load doubles your water and electricity costs, erasing any upfront savings. Then came the dish soap disappointment. Kirkland's signature dish. Soap arrived with eco-friendly marketing, a large bottle, and a price that made Dawn look overpriced. Employees in the household goods section, however, saw the pattern immediately. This product generates more regret than almost anything else in the store. The label touts fewer chemicals and gentler formulation, which sounds great until you actually try washing greasy pans. Customers report needing double or even triple the usual amount to cut through oil, especially in cold water. Plates stay slippery. Bowls retain a faint, greasy film. Pots require serious scrubbing. You end up using so much soap per wash that the bottle, despite its size, runs out in a third of the time compared to more effective brands. Some shoppers complain about lingering scents on dishes even after rinsing, particularly when items sit in closed cabinets. For families with young children or anyone with sensitive skin, this soap can cause hands to become dry, itchy, and cracked with regular use. The eco-friendly formula might be gentler on the environment, but it's brutal on your skin and your patience. Employees recommend paying slightly more for Finish, Dawn, or Palmolive. Those brands cut grease on first contact, require less product per wash, and save time and water. If you're committed to using Kirkland, dilute it with warm water or pre-soaked dishes to boost effectiveness. But honestly, fighting your dish soap shouldn't be part of doing dishes. Not everything bad at Costco gets thrown away or returned. Some items just sit in your fridge, silently mocking you. Plastic-wrapped organic cucumbers epitomize this problem. They look pristine on the shelf. 3 shiny cucumbers lined up in clear plastic, radiating freshness. That plastic, though, it's a death trap. Employees in produce will tell you these cucumbers are among the most returned items because they spoil faster than almost any other vegetable in the store. The plastic protects against external moisture, but traps the cucumber's natural moisture inside. When temperature changes occur, like moving from the warehouse cooler to your home refrigerator, condensation forms inside the wrap. That damp environment becomes a bacteria playground. Within 2 to 3 days, cucumbers start softening, skin wrinkles, and black mold spots appear, even if they're technically still within the printed date range. Customers who buy them Monday find themselves throwing them out by Thursday, wondering how organic translates to rots in record time. The smarter approach: buy loose cucumbers from local grocers where you can inspect each one individually, or at minimum, unwrap Costco cucumbers immediately after purchase and store them in breathable produce bags. That plastic wrap isn't preserving anything. It's accelerating decay. Kirkland rotisserie chicken salad seemed like a genius product. Take that famous $4.99 rotisserie chicken, shred it, mix in mayo and veggies, and sell it ready to eat. Busy professionals and parents saw it as a lifesaver. No cooking, no dishes, just open and eat. Employees, however, see the reality behind that convenience. Once that rotisserie chicken gets processed into salad, it sits in cold storage for days. The meat loses firmness, becomes mushy, and develops that unmistakable fridge water smell. Customers open containers expecting fresh chicken salad and instead find watery liquid pooling at the bottom, soggy meat, and mayo, so thick it's practically clumping. The first few bites taste rich and satisfying, but halfway through the container, it becomes overwhelming and borderline nauseating. The price doesn't even make sense. A container runs about $6.99 per pound, totaling over $13 for roughly 2 pounds. Meanwhile, you could buy a whole $4.99 rotisserie chicken, shred it yourself in 5 minutes, and mix it with fresh greens, onions, celery, and your preferred dressing for half the cost. Fresher ingredients, better texture, and full control over seasoning. The convenience you're paying for is pre-made blandness that's been sitting in a cooler losing flavor every hour. Kirkland's whole bean coffee bags attracted enthusiasts immediately. At 2.5 pounds for about $13, they cost nearly half what Starbucks or Lavazza charges, and the packaging looked premium enough to belong in a specialty store. Coffee lovers grabbed these bags, assuming Costco had cracked the code on affordable quality. 1 cup later, reality set in. Employees in the dry goods section hear the same complaint repeatedly. This coffee tastes industrial, flat, and one-dimensional. The problem starts with freshness. Once you open that massive 2.5-pound bag, the beans begin losing aroma within weeks. Unless you drink multiple cups daily or own a vacuum sealer, the second half of the bag will taste noticeably worse than the first. The brightness fades. The complexity disappears. What's left is bitter, astringent coffee with a faint burnt smell, as if the beans were over-roasted deliberately to extend shelf life. Many note that Kirkland coffee lacks the natural balance between bitterness and aroma that defines quality beans. If your goal is pure caffeine to function in the morning, fine, it'll wake you up. But if coffee is your daily ritual, something you actually look forward to, this will disappoint you profoundly. Specialty roasters exist for a reason, and spending a few extra dollars on smaller bags of freshly roasted beans makes every morning better instead of just functional. The Kirkland kitchen knife set displayed beautifully. Shiny blades, sturdy handles, wooden storage box that screamed professional quality. At half the price of Wüsthof or Schön, it seemed like the deal of the century. Employees in the household section, though, see these sets come back regularly. And they'll tell you up front, great for display, terrible for long-term use. Initially, the knives are impressively sharp. Slice tomatoes, paper thin, cut chicken breasts effortlessly. But after a few weeks of regular use, especially on tougher tasks like cutting meat with bones or hard root vegetables, the blades dull noticeably. Owners find themselves sharpening constantly, and each sharpening session wears down the blade angle, leading to chips and scratches. Several months in, handles start loosening, particularly if you wash them in a dishwasher. Water seeps into the adhesive, causing expansion that makes blades wobble in their handles. Even though the knives are marketed as stainless steel, failing to dry them thoroughly after washing leads to light rust spots and discoloration along cutting edges. It doesn't affect safety, but it makes the set look worn and cheap, killing any motivation to cook. For people who value a tidy, well-maintained kitchen, seeing a premium-looking knife set degrade into something shabby is disheartening. Quality knives from reputable brands might cost more upfront, but they stay sharp longer, maintain their structure, and actually make cooking enjoyable instead of frustrating. Walking out of Costco with a cart full of bulk deals feels like winning. The prices seemed unbeatable, the quantities massive, and the savings undeniable. But here's what employees know that most shoppers don't. Not everything big and cheap is actually a bargain. Many products lack durability, spoil before you can use them, or create hidden costs that erase any upfront savings. Costco employees aren't trying to trash the brand they work for. They're trying to save customers from the mistakes they see every single day. Returns pile up, complaints repeat, and the same products keep causing the same problems. True savings don't come from the discount sticker or the giant package. They come from understanding what you're actually buying, weighing it against your real needs, and shopping smart instead of shopping impulsively. That treasure hunt psychology Costco uses, the limited quantity urgency, it's designed to bypass rational thinking and trigger emotional purchases. But now you know. 12 products that look like deals but cost you more in the long run. Employees who stock shelves but won't buy what they're selling. And the truth about why bulk isn't always better. Next time you push that oversized cart through those warehouse aisles, you'll see things differently. You'll check expiration dates. You'll calculate real cost per use. You'll resist the false urgency, because saving money isn't about what you spend. It's about what you don't waste. Subscribe if you want to keep your money where it belongs, in your wallet, not in Costco's return bin.